Hey y'all, my name's Amanda. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to do the linked double crochet, which is different from the regular double crochet in that the regular double crochet has gaps between the stitches and the linked double crochet does not. So stick with me through to the end. I'm going to show you how to work the first row, how to turn at the end of the first row, how to work a row back across, and then how to turn at the end of each of the subsequent rows. So you will notice that the linked double crochet is slightly smaller than the regular double crochet, so keep that in mind if you're working a project where gauge is important. For this example, I'm using a worsted weight yarn and just a regular size eye crochet hook. I'm going to assume for the purposes of this video that you already know how to do a regular double crochet, and we're just going to build on that skill. To start with, you're going to do just what you normally would and make a slip knot on your hook. For linked double crochet, you want to chain 3 more stitches than the number of stitches you'd like to have in your row. I'd like to have 10, so I'm going to chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. For the linked double crochet, instead of like a normal double crochet, yarning over and inserting your hook into one of the chains, instead you're going to insert your hook, and I'm going to do this twice so you can see. Instead you're going to insert your hook into the third chain from the hook, draw up a loop, then you're going to insert your hook into the fourth chain from the hook, draw up a loop, and complete the double crochet as you normally would. Draw through 2, draw through 2, and I'm going to show you that a second time. You're not going to yarn over like you would in a normal double crochet. Instead, you're going to insert your hook in the third chain from the hook, draw up a loop, then you're going to insert your hook in the fourth chain from the hook, draw up a loop, and finish as you would a normal double crochet. Draw through 2, draw through 2. For the rest of the stitches in this row, you're not going to work directly into the next stitch as the first step. What you're going to do instead, if you look at this stitch that you just made, you'll see that there's a horizontal bar at the top of the stitch, and then a little bit below that you have this second horizontal bar. So there's a horizontal bar at the top, and then there's a second horizontal bar just below that. That's where you're going to insert your hook. So you're going to insert your hook in that horizontal bar, draw up a loop, then go into the next stitch, draw up a loop, and finish as a regular double crochet. Draw through 2, draw through 2. I'm going to show you that again. You're going to, there's your horizontal bar, there's your horizontal bar a little further down. You're going to insert your hook there, draw up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, draw up a loop, then finish as a regular double crochet. We'll do that one more time. Insert your hook into this bar here, and I find it's helpful to turn your work a little bit this way instead of holding it like you more normally might, left to right, holding it up and down. It makes it a little easier to get into that spot. So you're going to insert your hook there, drop a loop, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, and finish as you normally would. So I'm going to work through to the end of this row, and then I'll show you what to do when you get to the last chain. Stitch number 9. So when I get to the end of the row and I'm going to work my last chain, my last stitch in my last chain, it's going to be the same thing. Pull up a loop, there's my last chain. You just finish it into that last chain. So when you turn at the end of the very first row of linked crochet, you're going to want to chain those first stitches of the next row after you turn your work. You don't want to chain first and then turn. You want to go ahead and turn your work and then chain. So you're going to chain 2. I'm going to show you how to work this row across, and then when we get to the end, I'll show you where to put your last stitch in this row, because I know some people have trouble figuring out where their last stitch in a row goes. So I've chained 2. I'm going to insert my hook into this second chain from the hook, drop a loop, go into this first stitch in the row prior, drop a loop, draw through 2, draw through 2, and then the rest of the stitches in this row are going to be the same as the prior row. So go into the horizontal bar, go into the next stitch, draw through, go in here, drop a loop, go into the next stitch, draw through. So you're pulling through 2 each, just like the end of a normal double crochet. And I'm going to finish this row, and then I'll come back to you and show you what to do at the end of the row. When you get to the end, count how many stitches we've done so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need one more stitch to finish my row. If you turn your work a little bit, you can see this is your last stitch. This is your starting chain. You want to make sure that you're working the final stitch of the row into that last stitch and not into the starting chain. Otherwise, you'll end up with an extra stitch. So I'm going to go in, pull through a loop, pull up a loop, go into the last stitch, pull up a loop, and then that's the end of my row. To start the next row, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn my work first before I chain 2, go into that second chain from the hook, drop a loop, go into the next stitch, the first stitch here, drop a loop, draw through 2, and then you're just going to continue as you did across that row. And this will give you the linked double crochet stitch. So you can see this is the same thing here. And it's different from this one because this one has gaps between the stitches and these two do not. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, I'd appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and would consider subscribing before you exit my channel. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope to see you next time. Bye.